Ready? Alright, today we're going to discuss welding sources for shielded metal arc welding or stick welding. In front of us today is an AC/DC arc welder made by Lincoln Electric. It is a consumer-based model that is used for garage welding, small shop operations, small farm welding. This machine has a 40% duty cycle, which means that you can weld with it for 4 minutes and then it has to be turned off for 6 minutes. Some of the parts of this machine is on-off switch, your DC plus, DC minus, and AC selector, 3 different types of welding current, your welding amperage selector. If you look on the outside, it says AC. When you have it in the AC position here on the selector, whatever it points to is how many amps you've got. It goes from 40 to 60, 75, all the way around to 225 amps. When you put it on DC, you look at the inside ring, which is red, and it goes up in tens from 35 to 125. All you do is pop those and those will go into place. This is our common electrode holder. We push on it right here on the lever, and inside here you'll see little serrations, one for a 90 degree at the top, one for a 90 degree at the bottom, a 45, a 15, and then 180 on the end. In a minute we'll get a rod and we'll look and see how that works. This is our work clamp, also known as a ground. To be able to weld, you must have this hook to whatever you're welding on to be able to strike an arc with the electrode and electrode holder. The reason it is called a work clamp instead of a ground clamp is because we have AC current on this particular weld. When you're using AC current, the polarity is continually swapping from plus to minus on these two pieces of equipment. Again, let's go over the parts. Electrode holder, work clamp or ground clamp, on-off switch, polarity selector, and your amperage settings. Also remember that the white stands for AC on the outside of the amperage settings, and on the inside it is red and it says DC. That's the DC setting. Let's talk about polarity at this time. DC plus means that the electrode is coming out plus. Our ground clamp is negative. Okay? So what that's going to tell us is when we start welding, the arc is going to jump from the rod to the metal on DC plus. Everybody with me? When we set it to DC negative, the arc will jump from the plate to the rod. Almost all of your welding rods can be run DC plus or DC negative. What DC negative does, when the arc originates at the plate, it heats the metal quicker, so you get more penetration. That is a very brief explanation of arc welding using a small AC/DC arc welder from Lincoln Electric. And I'm going to go over the parts one more time for all of you students to remember when we take a test. On-off switch, polarity selector, amperage selector, electrode holder, and ground or work clamp. Stop.